All right, we're live. I'm so excited to be jumping on to this bonus training Q&A conversation with my dear friend Christina Jandali. If you've been hanging out with us over the last now a few weeks with some incredible trainings we have been doing, I started us off with uncovering your niche, mastering your $1 million mindset, and engaging your audience, really learning who that perfect audience is. And then I handed the baton over to Christina, and she's picked up from there to really show you what works to engage your group. And I love that she's showing you what's working now to actually create momentum in your business. Because let's just be real. I know one thing both Christina and I hate is hobbyist entrepreneurs, like those that want it so bad, but they have no one listening to them, no one engaging with them, no one hearing the things that they have to offer the world. So Christina, welcome to this training today. I'm so excited to have you for my people to be able to watch.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Shannon.
Always
to be in good company with you.
I love hanging out with you. Okay, so I've been sharing with my audience that you are my go-to person when it comes to, hey, what's working in audience building right now? Like, what is the thing? Because it changes, doesn't it? It's not a one and done. And I think a lot of times entrepreneurs come in and they say, okay, I am checking the box of building an audience, and think that if it was done 5 years ago, that it's whatever worked 5 years ago is working today.
Yes.
And that's not the case, is it?
No, I'd love it. That life would be so simple if everything just worked the same way forever and ever, but things are always changing. And, one of the things that, we hear so much of is, and let's dive into this about like building an audience. And we were talking about this on the masterclass yesterday. Let's start there. On the masterclass yesterday, I was sharing, if you had the opportunity to join me live either on Monday or Tuesday, if not, that's okay. I'm going to share with you a little bit about this piece anyways. But when we're talking about when we're attracting our people in, when we're calling our people in, when we're growing our audience, there's only three forms of traffic. So the three forms of traffic, number one is free. So we can be putting out free stuff. So free is just what everybody is trying at first is free. So free is social media. Free could be blogging. Free could be, if we think social media, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, any of the platforms. So that's free. We're doing all these methods of free, and free is forever changing. Free also requires a lot of time, effort, and energy to go into it to produce an outcome, but you don't have to pay for it. So it's free. So there's pros and cons of each of them. But if you're looking at free methods, it typically takes longer to produce a result, and it takes time. Then we go into paid. Now, the biggest challenge with paid is that it's costing you money.
It's costing.
And it's pretty fast how money can
just flies right out in the hands of Google.
Yes. And I look at people excited about this idea or concept to leverage their business and to grow. And everyone's saying you got to do paid advertising. And they start paid advertising before they even have any systems in place to create clients. And money just pours down the drain. It's like you might as well just pour it out down the drain. And it's an enhancer. So paid advertising is fantastic. Shannon and I both use paid advertising, but you only use it to add gasoline to a fire and expand on something that's already working. You don't use it in the beginning, because if you use it in the beginning, you're going to end up spending way more than you have coming in. We don't want that for you. So there's free, there's paid. And then there's joint venture traffic. So joint venture traffic is collaboration. It's through introduction. It's like how I'm here on with you right now in Dr. Shannon's community. It's by, it can be through summits, through giveaways, through, introduction, somewhere where you're accessing somebody's already existing audience of your people, and you have the opportunity to get in front of them. Now, the beautiful part with joint venture traffic, it's actually your highest value lead outside of a buyer. So joint venture traffic is you create the relationship that someone has with someone. So so for example, I've injured my shoulder, and I am thinking, okay, I've got to go get this figured out. Who should I talk to? I went immediately to my friend who's a doctor saying, what should I do? Who should I go to? What needs to be done? Now I'm going to take his advice wholeheartedly because he's in the medical space and he knows who's who, and he's going to direct me to the best of the best. And I want to go the best. So I'm asking him for that recommendation and referral. Now I'm going to have way more value and weight on that introduction than I would if it was anyone else. So joint venture traffic is the highest value coming into it. And so when we take a look at the test of time of building a business, building an audience, online, offline, anywhere, nothing is ever going to be as valuable as a referral or as an introduction. And your Facebook group, I want you to think about it, is like the container to house a joint venture experience campaign, much like we're on now, or a giveaway or a summit or an event that you can do inside of your group. And actually, one of the bonuses that we have inside of the Leading a Kick-Ass Facebook group program is sharing with you how to create a joint venture strategy in your group to be bringing in loads of new people to fill your group. And hands down, it is the one strategy. Joint venture traffic strategy is the best way to be bringing in audience right now, because people are searching for where they can trust sources. There's more people coming into the marketplace, and so they're looking for someone that has an in, and it's a great way to get started. That's going to be way more rapid than spending a lot of time just trying to slowly pull in that free stuff, which works, but let's amp it up.
Slowly. So I'm going to give a testimony here. So this one bonus that's inside Christina's program. And by the way, the doors to her program are open, and you're going to want to grab the bonuses that I'm offering on top of what Christina is offering for her program. This is how you get your engaged audience. Like there's no other system that you're going to want to plug into. So you're going to want to go to takemybonuses.com, see those bonuses, and get enrolled. I think I saw you dropped a crazy 12 pay today. So there's so many options out there, crazy pants that you're doing that. So if you are ready to go fast, you've been talking about the separation season. This is the separation season. There are going to be droves of entrepreneurs left behind. There are. I just want to be real with you. But those who do these three things, and we talked about it in our training together before I handed you over to Christina, if you're getting intimacy, if you're getting connection with your people, you will literally jump to the front of the line. Not only will it be a separation season, sadly, for those that don't, but it'll be separation season for you, because you're going to jump to that front of the line. Because like Christina said, people are really wondering, who can I trust? And in this conversation, I reached out to Christina a couple of years back and I said, hey, I really want to get my perfect people in the room. And she, like I said, she's my go-to audience builder. So I said, what works? And so I now it's been about 3 years ago, or maybe a little more, but I said, okay, she's like, joint venture. So I started a Facebook group and I invited my whole community in. And at the time there's about 1,000 people, which is great. I mean, it was fantastic. And I'm like, okay, great. And then I said, okay, give me this cheat sheet on how to do this. And had a whole bunch of people did a joint venture thing with my perfect, the kind of clients I want to squeeze. I love them so much, and our group at this point, we've continued to do those kind of events in and around my group, the Unleashed Entrepreneur, which you're probably watching us live in right now. And we're over 4,000 people in the group, and not just 4,000 humans of the internet, 4,000 amazing entrepreneurs, amazing coaches, amazing people that are trying to build a legacy and a difference. And so it's a really powerful tool. And I just, a personal testimony, what she does works, and it works fast. But I'd love for you to talk about why a group? Like, why not, whatever the flavor of the month is? Why not do the TikToky thing and, all the dances and like, why a group?
Yeah, such a great question. So I think one of the most important things to recognize too is what is the difference between a group and every other social platform that's out there, right? Because it's easy to think sometimes, oh my gosh, I have to be on all the platforms. I have to keep up with all the things, and if I'm not on there, then I'm not going to be able to keep up, and that means my business is not going to be a success. And then we go through this whole thing. But what if it actually gets to be simple? And so I want you to think about that so all of your outward social media, where you're visible, where you're in front of people, I want you to think of that's like your storefront. So it's like you're walking past a little shop, and let's say there's mannequins dressed up in the outfits, and you look by and you say, okay, do I want to go in? Does that look like my style? Do I resonate with this? And you decide whether or not you're going to go in the store. So your storefront is your social media platforms of where you're spending time. But what happens when someone comes in the store? They want to come in, they want to try this stuff on, they're looking to buy. They're now in this intimate relationship and connection with you that happens inside of your group. So when we take a look at where are we spending our time, there's no other platform that is going to give you connection like a Facebook group, because outside is it's surface level. When people come into your group, it's intimacy that gets to be created, connection that gets to be created. Yeah. And so when we take a look at, well, where should we be spending my time? When we look at Facebook groups, it's fascinating. I was sharing some of these stats yesterday as well, that Facebook is still the number one platform with the most active platform on social media across the board. And according to HubSpot, 1 in 4 consumers are using online communities to determine their buying decision. Mm-hmm. 1 in 4 people across the globe are using communities to decide on their buying decision, whether it's a product, a course, coaching, whatever it is, which is unbelievable. And then the third thing was, which I thought was really fascinating, and this was, I believe, I'm trying to think of the source of this one, top of my mind. I think it was Michigan University, and they found that consumers were spending 19% more with people after they joined and participated as part of their community. Yeah. So communities, Facebook group is the most effective way to create connection. And connection is what's going to create clients. And we cannot create deep connection with our people when we're operating at surface level, the teasers, because guess what happens? When you're on all those platforms, doing all those things, you are fighting for attention. How fast do you scroll through the reels or the, videos and the TikToks of going through it? I mean, I watch my kids and it's like, they don't even, it's like a nanosecond before they're on to the next. Yeah, and you're fighting for all of that attention. But when you're in your Facebook group, who's your competition? Nobody. Yeah. It's just you.
Yeah. Wow. So good. All right. So I'm going to throw you a tough question. I know. But I think we are in, I call it the squirrel world right now. Like we're just waiting for the next thing and the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. I think sadly, like the pandemic kind of created that because everything kept coming. So we're in this expectation of, okay, I hear you, Christina, Facebook groups aren't dead. They're like actually a platform. And I was telling my community the other day, like Instagram doesn't have it. Right? If Instagram had it, we would be talking about that, but Instagram doesn't have it. There have been other communities that have tried to create a platform of connection. And that's what we're talking about here. It's that connection, that trust, that intimacy that creates a buying decision. Right. And, but what if like 5 years from now, there's a platform that puts Facebook groups out of
good question.
Yeah. So what happens then? By the way, I'm going to resist answering and let her answer it because I know how much this stuff works no matter where I'm at.
So first of all, it's probably going to happen at some point, period. Mm-hmm. One day, Facebook groups are not going to be the thing that they are today. Let's just call a spade a spade. Yeah. In fact, any single platform on social media right now is probably likely not going to be a thing in 5 to 10 years from now.
You
So
mean
then the
MySpace
question,
isn't a thing?
yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, that's long gone. So the question then becomes, you might be thinking, well, okay, well, why would I want to build something if it's just gonna, like, if it's gonna disappear or if it's not gonna be there in the future? And I'll tell you exactly why. I got 3 reasons for you. Number 1, when you build your Facebook group, you build your email list. This is exactly what we teach inside the Leading a Kick-Ass Facebook group program, how to have your email list build your group and your group build your email list. If you don't have an email list, great. Your group is going to build it for you. So we create a machine that feeds each other. So your group is going to build your email list. You're going to get those your members from your group onto your email list, which gives you the opportunity to market to them in your group and on the email list, which means that you have like double up power of getting their, like, having their attention, being top, front, and center to them. So even if you built your group and you effectively built it in the way that we teach in the YES method inside the Leading a Kick-Ass Facebook group program, and you build your list, if Facebook shuts down the group, you already have all those contacts on your email list. You can still communicate with them. You can still market to them. You can still direct them anywhere you want them to go. So that's number 1. It's going to build your list. The second reason is if groups went away entirely, here's what I know. There's never a guarantee of what's going to be tomorrow. Yeah. What I know is Facebook groups are working extremely well right now to create connection, which is a major gap in the industry as AI is taking over and all these things that are coming into play. That connection is currency. Connection is key, and and Facebook groups are working very well right now. Yeah. So I want you to think about this. If you had like pretend it was like a slot machine, and if you put effort into the slot machine or $1 into the slot machine, and you could take $2 out, how much money would you be willing to put in the slot machine if you knew for every dollar? Like, fill it up. So if that's the case, if we build a machine that's meant to create and spit out to us and deliver to us clients, if that's the result that the group is going to create when done effectively, why would we not put in as much as possible now to get out as much as possible now while something is working so effectively well? That's number 2. So input versus output and working right now. And there's nothing, like, we're talking about the online space changes so quickly. It's always going to be changing. So let's go double down on what we know is working right now. So we're talking about, if you build your group, you build your email list. Yes. If you have a system that works right now, go all in with that system. And the last thing is that what you learn in the YES method stands the test of time, whether it's in the container of a Facebook group. We've had students use it and apply it to LinkedIn groups. We've had people use and apply some of the system to different platforms that they've been able to create. Yeah. And when you learn the skill of being able to evoke and create demand and desire for your offers with your people, no matter what platform you're on, no matter where you are, you're going to be able to take that skill and that knowledge and that know-how and apply it somewhere else. Yeah. If my business got wiped out, there's no doubt in my mind that I'd be able to rebuild a 7-figure business quick within the next 90 days. I get up to be building that because I've done it, I've created it, and I know what it takes. And there's no other platform that gives us the insight into what our ideal clients want and create and build that relationship with them so that you can master that system as effectively as you can with your group. So those are those 3 reasons why.
So good. All right. I have a question for everybody who's watching live. And then if you're watching on the replay, I'd love you to answer this question as well. Who here is trying to build an audience so that you can get clients? Put I want clients in the chat. Put I want clients. Like, that's on your mind. Like, I'm trying to build an audience and serve them deeply so that they become my clients and I can actually get them to the transformation point. If that's you, put I want clients in the chat. Say I want clients. And here's why I'm asking this question. I want to add even a 4th to your list that, and it's this. Rex Crane was talking about this yesterday. He's like, you know what? God gives you talent. Like, you've got talent. And that's what part of talent is, having strategies. It's having systems. It's having processes, which are literally laid out in Christina's program to build an audience so that you get clients. All right. So what I love about your system, Christina, is that as someone, here's what's not going to go away. When we might change from Facebook to some other platform, there might be an AI 3D chat room someday that we're seeing each other as holograms. Who knows? But here's what does not go away: the desire for intimacy, the desire for trust, the desire to be connected to another person that sees and has your result that you want and that can show you the path. There's that scripture that says, I'm the light to your feet and a lamp to your path. And that's what we're looking for. Like, tell me what to do now and show me the path forward. This process, these skills, and I'm gonna say the word skills, because you can have all the talent in the world. You could have gone through a transformation, have so much to give in the world, but it's having this transferable skills that allows you to get to the front of the line again in the separation season. It's these skills of intimacy, connection, trust building, which is part of, yes, we're putting the wrapping of a Facebook group in this as the means of delivery, but the skills that it takes to create that connection, that currency of transformation that they say, yes, there's nobody else I would want to actually become a client for. That's the meat of your program. And it doesn't matter what, if ultimately we have VR goggles and we're in Italy having like meetups in holograms, you would still need all of those skills, those connection currency kind of skills that it takes to build a business, not friendships. See, that's the difference. Like, we're not in doing hangouts. We're taking somebody on a journey, and it's an intimate journey that we're taking them in on. And that takes an investment in a skill. And here's who doesn't need this. If you're like sold out, you have no more space on your calendar, you can't possibly imagine taking on another client, you in fact are turning away audience, okay, maybe you've got this skill handled. If that is not you, and it's not me yet, I see that someday, but I'll always move the needle. It's how can I do this even better? Not so that I just win, so that I can help more people. Because I know Christina and I agree about this. Like, the idea of somebody sitting there suffering because they're not in my community and cannot get a result, that breaks my heart. And I hope it breaks yours as you're listening to it. So that's your fourth. Like, these are skills that convert audience to buyers, no matter what platform you're in. But I'd love for you to share, because the doors are open to your program. And
the doors are open.
And they're not open long. I think they close tomorrow. So the link is there, takemybonuses.com. And you can go there and see the over $18,000 worth of bonuses I'm adding on top of it. But Christina, I'd love for you to talk about, what is the program? What are people jumping into? Just give them a 3,000, 30,000 foot view of
yes. So there's three phases. There's three phases that we go through inside the program. We attract, engage, and convert. 3 phases. So in the attraction phase, it's all about stepping into, we have an instant expert formula, which is stepping you into be that expert. Like, if you have any ounce of self-doubt or comparison or imposter syndrome or anything around that, the instant expert formula is going to help you stand in certainty around what you're going to be putting out into the world. Stand in certainty for leading your Facebook group. So that's where we kick off immediately, is like setting you up to go from consumer to creator. Then from there, we go through and we validate. Because here's the thing, we don't want to, and I see people do this backwards all the time. They go and create whole programs, courses, all sorts of stuff, and they don't have an audience yet. And they don't even know if it's what people want. And they spend months and months building something, and then they put it out to market, and they hear crickets. There's nothing. So we want to start with validating where you want to lead people, validating that offer. If you don't have an offer yet, we've got you covered with a bonus that's going to help you lock in that offer. And so we validate your offer. From there, we then were like, okay, we know this is valid. We know people want this. Let's go all in. Let's start growing your group. So we start going in that growth phase. So that's our attract phase. Then we move into engagement. So what Shannon was talking about is we want to be able to turn a member into a buyer. And in order to do that, we've got to map out the journey from member to buyer. Like what are the triggers that we need to hit on for someone to be like, yes, I want that. I want to work with you. So we do that by mapping out your challenge. We get the word out, we promote your challenge going into it. And as people are coming into your group, they're excited, they're ready to go into this free challenge, this free experience that you're putting on, where you're going to lay out those breadcrumbs. Then we got to boost engagement because we got to get people talking. Because if you're bringing in people to your group and you don't know what to do with them, and you're looking around and saying like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to talk to them about. I don't know what to do with them. Right. If you're doing that, you're leaving money on the table. But worse yet, you're losing the opportunity to create a difference in those people's lives. Mm-hmm. So we boost engagement as those people are coming in. So that's the engage phase. And then we finally go into the convert phase. And in the convert phase, you run your challenge. You go into creating a masterclass training where you give value and present an offer for people to take you up on, whether that's booking an enrollment call with you for your coaching, or you're sending people to a sales page to buy your product or program. And then the best part, the most important part, which is often overlooked, is that we activate a follow-up sales sequence. Mm. You know, they say there's lots of studies say that between 80 and 90% of a company's sales come from follow-up. And yet sometimes as entrepreneurs, and I get it, I used to feel this way too. Like I'd put an offer out, like nobody wants it. Nobody wants it. They don't want it. But the thing is they didn't even see it, or they didn't hear it in the way that they needed to, or they had a question that wasn't answered that if they just answered that question, they would have been a yes. Right. So we do that in the follow-up sales sequence. And we have seen clients 10x their revenue by simply applying this at the end. So they're not leaving people's lives in the lurks, waiting and hoping and praying for a solution. You're helping them cross the line and make that decision. So we go through attract, engage, and convert inside the Leading Your Kick-Ass Facebook group program.
Oh my gosh. So good. And listen, I was telling you guys all week long, like, I feel like Christina and I are like the 1-2 punch or the peanut butter and jelly. Like you're in my community because you're creating $1 million mindset. You're in my community because you're creating a coaching program and you're learning how to coach the right way and you're getting certified. Or maybe you've just been hanging out with me because of the podcast and listening to the podcast. But here's what I know about you. You're learning how to grow the thinking that's going to get you to 7 figures in your business. You're learning how to coach the right way so that you can create raving fans of your coaching and sell your coaching business. And then why I love what Christina does is because she gives you this actionable system within her program to now pour gasoline on the fire, like build that audience, be speaking to people that are your perfect people, get the breadcrumbs out there so people can know what you're about, make an offer. And here's what I love about 2 of my bonuses of this round. I have 2 pay in full bonuses. I was just looking at everybody who joined and they're really excited because most of them paid in full. We have a bonus that is you and I working together in a virtual mastermind. Now, you and I met in a mastermind. Like
we did.
I can't even imagine like my life without those. And I'm having to miss one that's coming up and I'm just like, how do I just figure out a way to be there? But there's something so powerful about getting even one person to have their mind on your business. But to have the 2 of us, I feel like we can really help somebody gain speed, with just sitting in the room, getting a coaching from us both, the mind, the audience build, the coaching. Like we've kind of got you in a 360 there where you will, again, in the separation season, that's going to prepare you so much for skipping to the front of the line. So if you've never done a mastermind, you're like, what the heck is a mastermind? It's for those who pay in full through takemybonuses.com. You're going to get a virtual, so it's not in person, it's virtual, so you can attend no matter where you're at, session with Christina and I, it's in a group session, and we're going to impart some training of what's working now. And then we're going to have you get on what we call a hot seat. Well, you can just call it the luxury liner. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. But we're talking about your business. You're getting to ask us questions specific to you. And we're going to give you our insight on what we think is going to work for you in your specific niche. So super powerful.
Oh, amazing.
So amazing. And then if that wasn't enough, the second pay in full bonus is, and Christina's like, you're crazy. Are you serious? You're going to offer that? Yeah. Why? So our 67-day year coaching program is how you get a year's worth of goals in 67 days.
I mean, this blows my mind that you're giving this away.
I know. Now I'm making sure who gets this is somebody who's going all in, who's committed. And that means they're going to pay in full. And not that you can't be committed if you're not paying in full, but it's just saying, you know what, I'm going to do what I need to do, put it on a credit card, whatever I need to do to be all in. And for those people, we're giving you a pass to the next round of 67-day year. It's so incredible.
That's so generous. Yeah, so generous.
I want to see, as we're wrapping up here, both of our hearts for you is not to see you. Okay. I know this is going to sound contradictory, what I'm about to say. Our goal is not for you to enroll. Our goal is for you to get to the finish line. And we both share that so passionately. Your yes to joining the program is a yes to you, for you. It's a yes, saying, yes, I absolutely am all in. And our yes to you is getting you across that finish line. And so you got to trust the process. You got to go all in. You got to follow the system. But when you end up on the other side, you have skills that allow you to multiply and multiply and multiply. I'm so excited. Britta's like, I'm going all in. Let's go, baby.
Yes.
So excited to see a lot of my neuro coaches joining in. So very excited. All right. What's something you want to leave everyone with? Like one thing that we can like send them off with as they're joining, going over to takemybonuses.com and jumping in.
So here's what I would love to speak into too. I've gone through Shannon's 67-day year process with her, and it gave me the opportunity to create such a major breakthrough. Not only with it had me speaking on stages that I never even thought that I was going to be, like rooms of over 1,000 people, but increasing a significant amount of income. And to me, this is like, never do you have an opportunity. I mean, here's the thing. Each of us are very skilled in certain areas. Shannon is incredibly skilled at getting you out of your own way and moving forward to hit a goal no matter what. Incredibly skilled at that. She's incredibly skilled at teaching you how to actually effectively help your coaching clients have breakthroughs by learning the skill set of coaching. One of the things that I am incredibly gifted at is building an audience and creating a deep connection with your audience so that you can create buyers. When you pair those two together, it's like let's talk about like speed, but it's the secret sauce to client attraction. It's the external the external process, and then also like what it takes to win the game. And so, I mean, I'm just honestly just completely blown away that you've gifted. Never, ever have I ever seen you in all the years of knowing you, have I ever seen you gift your entire program. And to me, it's like everything that you're going to need to move forward and to progress and to create that breakthrough so that you can get to the finish line. And one of the things that Shannon and I are, besties, and we've had the opportunity to support each other. And I really firmly believe that a huge amount of my success has been as a result of our friendship and relationship and our idea sharing and supporting each other in forward growth and momentum with our businesses. I truly don't think that I would be where I am, without you in my corner along the way.
Agreed.
And knowing that together, when we apply like those two components, it's like, wow, it's like that secret sauce that allows you to, take those huge leaps and bounds. And one of the things that we're doing inside of the Kick-Ass program this time, we've never done this before. We've had more than 1,000 students go through this program. We've served many people over the years and supporting them with breakthroughs with their Facebook group. And it's a 90-day support system container with coaching calls and a Facebook group for 90 days. And for the first time ever, we are adding an additional 9 months of support. So you have an entire 12 months to go through, to be supported, to get your questions answered. I don't know if we'll ever offer that again. It's the first time ever. So
that's
what you get when you join today.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to join again. That's incredible. That's incredible. See, that's the rooms, you know, one of my mentors and my pastor says this a lot, and I want to wrap on this. It's your alignments that create your assignments.
Yes.
And being in the right room at the right time, that's when right things happen for you. So if you felt like you've been in the wrong rooms, you haven't known how to move things forward, you felt confused, you've been lone wolfing it and trying to do it with like the duct tape and, you know, I was like duct tape at entrepreneurship. You know, we bought all the courses. They're all, imagine those books. They're all on the.
Been there, done that.
We've been there, right? We've been there. And so get in the right rooms with the right people. Now I've been in rooms that looked right, but didn't have the right people, didn't have people that had my best interest, getting to the finish line, that care about you. That's the room you're stepping into by going to takemybonuses.com and getting into Christina's program. It's the two of us saying, your yes is a yes to you. Our yes is to help you get to the finish line and have that support and have that. Let's just be real. There'll be times, honestly, I say this to my community all the time. You'll probably get annoyed at the fact that we're holding your vision as high or higher than you at periods of time. But you know what? That's what we've done for each other. Mm-hmm. And there have been times for both of us where I'm just not sure. And like, you know, she'll kick me in the pants or vice versa. And it's like, oh yeah, that's what I needed. I just needed to be re-enrolled in the higher self that I am becoming versus the person I am in the past. So I'm excited to be of support inside your program. I'm excited to see this group go through and build their audience and change their lives. So Christina, I love you to pieces. I'm so excited. Thanks for coming on today.
Yes, thanks so much for having me. And congratulations to each of you that stepped in. And we're ready to move. We're ready to rock. We hit the ground running on Monday.
Okay, do not miss it. She's serious when she says the doors close. I think they close tomorrow. Yes,
tomorrow at midnight.
And I hear it all the time. Can I still get in? The doors are closed. The doors are closed. So jump over to takemybonuses.com, get enrolled. I think she opened a 12 pay. Again, another crazy pants thing. And look, if you have a question, you're like, I'm in, but I just want to know something. Just DM Christina, DM me. We will answer you. We'll be honest. If your timing isn't right for you, we will tell you. We would rather see you be an all-in yes. And we want to support you getting those questions answered. So DM us, get in the room, and I'm excited to see you fly. All right. Thanks, Christina.
Thanks for having me.
Bye.